Y'all, y'all ever get the feeling that you're being watched? Like, I don't want to sound paranoid, but guess not. What's up? It's Truth Hero, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. And you know what else is back from a long break in hiatus? Mirio Togata has returned as a hero. So Boku no Hero Academia chapter 292 of the manga. We got Best Jeanist vs Machia and the villains, Dabi vs Shoto, sort of, and the return to hero duty for Mirio. Okay, I'm glad. I don't know how this happened, but okay. Let's dive in. The chapter opens with us seeing Best Jeanist in the helicopter talking about Dobby bringing up his family's domestic situation. You were planning this, Dobby, the whole time, and when it was just perfect, when people don't believe in heroes anymore, when that trust is shaky. And he's right, Dobby did time this perfectly. If the number one hero loses here, that's it. There is no more faith left in Hero Society. It's just that simple. But now that Best Jeanist has returned, the hero's got a chance. Speaking of faith in Hero Society, even just us as a fandom, Dabi had us in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. But the heroes get the last laugh here. Dabi looks so surprised that Best Jeanist is alive. He's like, how is this possible? It was a real body in that bag. It's also really amazing to know that Hawks, the uppity 22-year-old that was really just concerned with leisure time and really not being a hero, concocted a master plan with Best Jeanist to make it look like to the League of Villains that he was dead. It was even a real body, so very convincing. For those of us who thought that Hawks was a traitor or a triple, double agent, whatever, I lost count, it's really nice to see that the number 2 and the number 3 hero did this, and that Hero Society, it's still going strong. Although the only other thing is, how did they do this if it was a real body? I mean, did they like rent a body from the morgue and then Best Jeanist, gave it his clothes and styled his hair a bit? The other thing here is, and I talked about this a bit in the last chapter when Best Jeanist made his appearance, but now that Hawks has been cleared of any charges of killing Best Jeanist, it makes heroes look like, not that they can be evil, but that they will do anything, even trick society, so that they can stop villains. Clearly, Hawks is not a murderer, clearly Best Jeanist has returned, and this also makes Dabi look less credible, so maybe people will doubt his whole story around Endeavor. Although if the camera focuses on Endeavor, that's a dead giveaway. This man is shocked. Now, all this being said, Dabi is still very committed to his goal, and regardless of whether he was correct about Best Jeanist and the Hawks situation, he is right in saying that the Todoroki family drama will not be swept under the rug. Best Jeanist, Hawks, in my faith in Hero Society, by them it's restored. But to whether I can support the number 1 hero Endeavor, who is supposed to be that shining light, who's supposed to replace All Might given everything that's happened with his family, I don't know. And just because Best Jeanist has shown up now, that actually doesn't mean the heroes are out of the woods yet, and doesn't mean that Hero Society can just forgive the number 1 hero if they win. Remember, Gigantomachia could still get orders from Shigaraki, like we'll see. Spinner knows that Machia can be reinvigorated if he gets orders, and this is why he's trying to wake up Shigaraki. Luckily, Nejire jumps in to shut him up, and, well, she doesn't make it to him. Dabi interrupts her attack, firing his flames at her, landing a direct hit, all the while taunting Endeavor, saying, "Look, another starry-eyed child with a bright future burned by your flames, just like your son Toya was." Hado-senpai. This potentially could be really bad. We saw how Shigaraki looked after he took a direct hit from Endeavor, who, mind you, Dabi has more firepower than. And look at the cables on Dabi. They're coming undone. Unless Best Jeanist just lost concentration, it looks like Dabi kind of melted through these cables, or at least broke them, so that's really hot. It's safe to say that Nejire will not be doing anything more in this battle, but she may be out of commission for a long time after this. I just hope she can be a hero. I pray that this true beauty, inside and out, won't be too scarred to be a hero, mentally and physically, and she'll keep smiling. After all, it's not like a member of the big three can't come back and become a hero again. As we'll soon see, I promise. Shoto and the rest of the heroes are understandably visibly upset by this, and Deku is trying to get himself to move, saying, "Hey, if you don't save anyone now, you're useless. You've done nothing here." And this is not the first time Deku has been like this, but he's really hard on himself. I wish he would kind of let his classmates or other heroes that he knows can do a good job here just take his burden away. He's done more than enough in this fight, but he still believes that he has to, save everyone. That's what makes him so wholesome, but Deku, don't be so hard on yourself here. We all know Deku's not going to move, so before we talk about who does step in, let's talk about even more danger that's approaching Best Jeanist and the heroes. The Nomu, as well as Best Jeanist trying to hold down Gigantomachia, while the villains are struggling at the same time. Spinner noted that Gigantomachia looked out of breath or was panting and is only energized or active when Shigaraki gives him orders. This is why Spinner is trying so desperately to wake up Shigaraki so that he can say something to him. But I'm wondering, what if it's more than just Gigantomachia getting tired? What if he's really getting tired? What if Yaoyorozu's anesthesia is finally kicking in? We know it obviously didn't work in the beginning, or it didn't activate like that, but what about over time? What if it's starting to have an effect? Wouldn't that be so clutch if Yaoyorozu's plan actually worked out in the end, and this combined with Best Jeanist's cable actually subdued the giant? Let me know down below in the comments, is this a little victory for Yaoyorozu here? But before that anesthesia might kick in, Shigaraki does manage to wake up and mutter a few words. Machia, break free, and this reinvigorates Gigantomachia and we see his strength grow exponentially. Best Jeanist continues now really to struggle holding everyone back. But did you notice, Shigaraki says, "I'm itchy. I can't break free, but maybe you can," to Gigantomachia. And it shows Shigaraki's childhood home and isolates the word itchy. As we know, when Shigaraki had a flashback against Redestro and relived his childhood past and memories of when his quirk really awoke in that battle, he remembers being itchy all the time and then finally releasing his quirk, killing his parents and unfortunately everyone in his family, and it's tragic, and that's how he got his backstory. So it's clear that Shigaraki feels liberated if he's itchy and can use his quirk. And now he might get the chance to do that if Gigantomachia can snap those cables. Also, am I missing something? Why can't Shigaraki just disintegrate the cables? I mean, unless I didn't see how Best Jeanist wrapped him up, maybe his hands are like this and he can't use his quirk, but if Shigaraki can manage to mutter a few words and stay awake, surely he can just touch one of the cables and have it disintegrate. Maybe it really shows that Shigaraki is finally just out of energy. Besides Shigaraki giving Gigantomachia orders and this making it harder for Best Jeanist to tie up everyone, there's now Nomu on the way towards Shigaraki, and the other pro heroes like Endeavor's sidekick Burnin are having a real hard time subduing them. If everyone would just do their job, but no. But what I really want to discuss is, of course, Dabi. Shoto finally confronts Dabi and says, "Are you crazy? That villain that you sent to kill Endeavor almost killed Natsu. Remember the brother that you cried to?" And Dabi just says, "You think I care about anyone in the family? I just want Enji Todoroki to suffer." I really like this approach by Horikoshi to keep Shoto a little bit innocent in this moment. Endeavor's paralyzed about the fact that his son's even alive, so he's not going to fight. But when Shoto engages him, he still kind of believes that Toya is the victim in all this. And maybe if Dabi just said, "I just hate Endeavor and sorry about Natsu," or Natsuo, he would. But Shoto thinks, oh, maybe Toya can be saved. Maybe we can, fight this whole family drama as brothers. But Dabi's like, no, there's no more Toya. I don't care. Toya doesn't feel anything for anyone or anything anymore. There's nothing left of him. And I think that's the biggest struggle for Shoto in this battle. Sure, Shoto's going to take some flames from Dabi, and that looks pretty hot. I know he resists fire, but him and Nejire might be in the same hospital together. But I I think the hardest thing about this battle is Shoto going into it thinking that Dabi, what he just said made him a victim, but Dabi isn't playing that card anymore. He just wants to kill everyone and doesn't feel anything. This panel of Dabi burning Shoto is unbelievable, where Shoto's saying, "Toya!" I really hope that Shoto can get over the fact that his brother really can't be saved in this moment, because if not, then someone's going to need to save Shoto, and I don't think there's enough heroes to go around here. And on top of this, Dabi clearly wants to kill Shoto, something that was even shocking to everyone. We thought that maybe Dabi would try to kill Endeavor, maybe Endeavor would be injured or even killed, and then Shoto would subdue Dabi, but now it's like, well, I mean, Toya was innocent, you know, he was abused by Endeavor, maybe Dabi could be changed or could get redemption. Now Dabi wants to kill Shoto. Now we're not on board with that. Shoto is innocent in all this. So now Shoto has to grapple with the fact that, one, he found out Toya is actually alive. Two, he found out that, you know, this is why Dabi is who he is, and maybe he could be saved. And now he finds out that really Dabi just wants to kill him. So that's an unbelievable emotional position to be in for Shoto, and I really hope that he can pull through with his fire and ice. I really hope that, you know, nothing bad happens to Shoto here, because he's in this state and so emotional over the fact that his brother is not only alive, but wants him dead. On top of all this, Gigantomachia is trying to break free, the Nomu are closing in on Best Jeanist, and Bakugo doesn't have any energy, Deku can't move, Nejire is burned and she was just caught by Ida, who's holding her. Endeavor's paralyzed because all of this family drama. Shoto is currently engaging Dabi. So where is a pro hero who can stop this and protect Best Jeanist so he can subdue the Giant, the Attack on Titan-like villain? Oh, I don't know, a little blast from the past. Mirio Togata. Power! How? What? I don't even know what to say. This is amazing. I'm glad he's back, but how is Mirio a hero again? Just as the Nomu are about to close in, Mirio pops his head out from underneath the ground and says, "I'm back," and then unleashes his trademark power and hits all four of them in an instant. I mean, Mirio clearly hasn't lost a step, so let's go over Mirio Togata returning and also being a hero with his permeation quirk. I'll mention my concern before my excitement. The fan in me is totally excited to see Mirio back in action, and this is going to be so amazing when it's animated. Such a shock, such a twist. But the storyteller in me is a little concerned, and had this arc not been as amazing or as fire as it has been, I'd be more concerned. But now I do trust Horikoshi. I know that he knows what he's doing. I am interested to see the reasoning or the explanation on how a character who we thought had a permanent consequence of being a hero and losing his quirk just to save Eri in his battle against Chisaki can now somehow make a return. I assume if Eri is involved in all this that we clearly A, don't understand her quirk, and B, maybe the bullets that used her quirk, maybe they're a little different. Maybe it's more of the fact that they block someone's quirk, like if you've ever seen Avatar, only the Avatar can take away someone's bending, but other people can somehow block it. Maybe it's like that. So I look forward to Horikoshi's explanation on how Lemillion has returned. I'm not against it, but I hope there's a good explanation for it. The fan in me is just excited. Comment down below right now, what was your first reaction to when you saw Mirio pop out of the ground like that? It'd be different if he was on the sidelines cheering people on. I'd say, get out of there, dude. But what was your first reaction? Mine was, how? And this is amazing. We finally get to see One Touch Man, Shigaraki, maybe, versus the man who can't be touched in Mirio. This is amazing. This is great. Even if he fights Gigantomachia, I mean, how annoyed would Gigantomachia be if, you know, he's swinging at Mirio and Mirio's just like, yep, I'm invulnerable now, and now I punch you and whatever. I don't know if his punches can do anything, but this is amazing. I really hope we get some explanation. I can't imagine this arc can be any longer if we dive into a whole Eri explanation with Mirio, but man, I'm excited for this one. I'll probably have to make a separate video on all my theories about how Mirio can return. My guess is it's one of two things. One, We don't understand Eri's quirk, or she somehow can fast forward or reverse injuries, but it's not the same as reversing someone's DNA. Or 2, that the bullets made with her quirk and DNA don't actually last forever. Like, it's a long-term effect, and as we know, Chisaki didn't really test these things long-term. So Mirio was really the only victim of this, and I know the League of Villains have a few bullets, but now that gives me hope that even if they use those, the heroes can still come back. Wow. Just another fire chapter by Horikoshi. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below on Mirio's return and how he's going to impact this battle between heroes and villains. What's going to happen with Shoto vs. Dabi, and can Best Jeanist and the heroes pull this one off? If you guys like My Hero Academia content and these chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. And until next time, revived hero or villain plus ultra.